Los Angeles just reported a drop in homelessness. Officials are calling it a major victory. But behind the headlines, there's a much darker reality. Shelters turning into war zones, AI deciding who deserves a home, and despite billions spent, thousands are still living and dying on the streets. So, is LA actually solving its homelessness crisis, or just sweeping the problem out of sight? Let's break it down. The city claims homelessness is down by around 5 to 10%. Mayor Karen Bass calls it a step forward. The Inside Safe program reports moving over 21,000 people off the streets. Sounds like progress, right? Not so fast. Critics say these numbers are misleading. Sure, encampments are disappearing, but are people actually getting housed or just being pushed into hiding? Many are crammed into motels with no long-term housing plan, meaning they could be homeless again in weeks. And then there's the way these numbers are counted. The official homeless count is based on a once-a-year survey. Volunteers walking the streets estimating who's homeless. Experts warn this method often underreports the actual numbers. So is LA really solving the problem, or just making it less visible? If LA is moving people off the streets, where are they going? Shelters? Turns out, many homeless individuals refuse to stay in shelters, and there's a reason for that. Reports show over 1,300 violent incidents in LA homeless shelters since 2019. Assaults, theft, even worse. One former resident said, "It was more dangerous than being on the streets." Another reported rampant drug use, lack of security, and strict curfews that force people back outside if they miss check-in. On top of that, some shelters are accused of corruption and mismanagement. Millions of taxpayer dollars fund these facilities, but where is that money actually going? Here's where things get even crazier. LA is now using AI to decide who gets housing. Yep, a computer program assigns risk scores based on age, disabilities, past shelter stays, and other factors. The goal? Prioritize those in the most danger. Sounds efficient, but there's a catch. AI doesn't understand real human struggles. Some reports suggest racial disparities in the algorithm. Certain groups, like Black and Indigenous people, may score lower due to past barriers in accessing services. Plus, AI can't measure mental health crises or personal trauma, it just crunches numbers. So, is this high-tech system a step forward or a high-tech way of leaving some people behind? Here's a statistic that'll shock you. Black Angelenos make up 31% of the homeless population, but only 9% of the city's total population. This isn't an accident. Decades of redlining, eviction trends, and policing policies have forced many Black families into generational poverty. While LA now promises more housing vouchers and eviction protection for marginalized communities, critics say it's too little, too late. Since 2016, LA has spent over $6 billion on homelessness. But what did that money actually do? Some went to shelters and supportive housing. But here's the insane part. Some affordable housing units cost over $800,000 each to build, more expensive than luxury condos. Meanwhile, some nonprofits and contractors made millions, while thousands remain homeless. So, who's really benefiting from this crisis? So what's the truth? LA is spending billions, moving people into motels, and using AI to pick who gets help. But with shelters becoming war zones, racial disparities persisting, and thousands still without real homes, is this really a solution? Or is the city just making homelessness less visible while leaving the root problems unsolved? What do you think? Is LA on the right track, or is this just another bureaucratic failure? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more deep dives like this, hit that subscribe button because trust me, there's more to uncover.